Hello everyone, welcome back to the second video of postnatal mum and baby yoga. So today we're gonna work obviously on pelvic floor recovery, and this is free pregnancy postnatal yoga class for mum and baby. If you want to see more of this, please ensure that you like, comment, subscribe, share and send me any questions. I'll be more than happy to answer. I'm a pregnancy and postnatal yoga teacher, as well as a birth and postnatal doula in Gatwick. And yeah, so make sure that you had your GP check as well before doing any physical exercise. Although everything we will do will be very gentle. So if you had a vaginal birth, your GP check should be around week 6 postpartum. For cesarean births, around week 8. And as I always say, you are the expert of your own body as much as the expert of your own baby. Nobody else is, even if sometimes it doesn't look like it. This is just to say that even though you are not a yoga teacher, even though you are not a doctor or whatever, only you know what you feel today. So ensure that you are respecting that, and you know the difference between discomfort and pain. Pain, we want to avoid it. Discomfort might come in normally when we're doing something new, but again, only you know how much energy you got today. So feel free to skip some exercises or amend them so they work for you. And yeah, let's just begin. So I'm gonna read an exercise from a book called The On Birth Approach by Beck Conant. She's also a pregnancy and postnatal yoga teacher as well as a doula in the US. I'm gonna lie down my baby here while I read this. So decide if you want to lie down on your left still, just like when you were pregnant, or if you want to lie down on your back. If you can lie down on your back, that would be ideal. So, and once you chose the position that feels best for you, make sure that you make it a 5 to 10% more comfortable now. Begin lying on the back in constructive rest. And lightly hold a block between your knees. Forgot to mention this. We're gonna use a block, and if you don't have a block, that could be a book. And also we're gonna use a bolster as well. If you don't have these props, you could use a rolled up blanket, some cushions, and if you decide you want to make that purchase, just let me know and I can send you a discount, and I don't make any money out of it. So now that I mentioned everything, hopefully, begin lying down on the back in constructive rest, lightly holding a block between the knees. I'm going to show you how. Yeah. The aim here is not to squeeze the block, but simply hold it for reference so the movement does not drift up into the knees. From constructive rest, imagine an analog clock on the abdomen with 12 o'clock at the navel, the belly button, 6 o'clock at the pubic bone, 3 o'clock at one hip point, and 9 o'clock at the other. Exhale and engage the TA and pelvic floor muscles as described. Inhale and begin as you would for pelvic tilt, rocking towards the pubic bone. Then exhale, tucking the tail to press the navel towards the floor. This is a pelvic tilt, so bringing your pubic bone close to your navel and far away from your navel. Almost by lifting your hips. From the tuck and with the breath in a neutral rhythm, begin to circle around the clock, moving from 12 to 3 to 6 and so on. Imagine rolling a marble around the circumference of the clock until you get back to the 12th position. This might seem like a very simple exercise, but simple doesn't mean it's not as efficient. Continue circling clockwise several times, moving slowly and purposefully, rather than moving as fast as possible. This action will require one hip to press slightly into the floor, where the other lifts up as you pass by the 3 and 9 o'clock positions. After maybe 5 rotations, reverse the direction and roll the marble counterclockwise. The whole time, keep the knees as stationary as possible, because you're still holding the block, and maintain the deep TA engagement, making sure the breath remains deep as well. At the end of the last circle, bring the pelvis to neutral and let the abdomen and pelvic floor release with the breath. Notice the effect of the exercise and repeat if you like. So, you can bring your awareness back into the room if your eyes were closed or you kept a soft gaze, and roll to the side. So you're lying down on your back, roll to the side and push yourself up using your hands rather than using your core. I'm mistreating my doll here. Probably need to get a weighted one so it feels more like a real baby. But they are so expensive. And yeah. So we're gonna take some neck and shoulder rolls. So if your baby can somehow sit already, you can keep baby here, or you might be able to keep him here lying down. Otherwise, you can just place him in front of you, lying down on a blanket, or those little gyms for babies with things hanging on top of them. Or you might just want to put baby tummy down as well, so they also exercise, they do some tummy time. It's up to you, and you know what's best for your baby. So I'm gonna use a block so I can keep my spine straight and tall. We're gonna take some neck and shoulder rolls. So we're gonna start by looking up as we inhale and down as we exhale. In, out. Again, follow your own rhythm. It's the breath that guides the movement, not the other way around. And your breath might look different from mine. We're going to look to the right and left. Imagine there's a string pulling you from the top of your crown so that you keep your spine long and straight. And ensure that you're really turning your head to its limit. Maybe you can try and look a bit behind you with your eyes to make that extra rotation. And bend to the side, and you can help yourself with a hand for a gentle weight. You should feel a stretch. And the other side. Neck roll, clockwise. Make it as slow as possible. Counterclockwise. Right, and now we're going to take some shoulder rolls. So roll your shoulders behind you and always use your breath to do this movement. As you bring your shoulders up, inhale, and as you bring them down, exhale. You can interrupt at any time, especially if baby is a bit fussy or he might need nappy change. You may want to stop this and continue later. And the other way around. Bringing the shoulders forward, one at a time. Right. So now we're going to move to all fours. And you can keep the baby right underneath you. We love to see your face. And we're going to work on a calf stretch. Especially if you still have some tension in your pelvic floor. I'm just going to move forward so you can see my calf. And extend one leg behind you. And make that heel as far as possible from you. Push it behind you. Also, just to keep a good posture here, try to see if you can keep your shoulder blades close together, although I'm not fitting the camera. But we're working on the calf anyway. Calf is very linked to the pelvic floor, meaning a good breathing is a good calf. A tight calf is a tight pelvic floor. And we all know how important breathing is, because that brings oxygenation and it detoxifies us. And a healthy deep breath calms down our nervous system as well. We know how many challenges we go through postnatally, so it's always good to work on the breath. And the calf is very linked to it. Change to the opposite side as well. You should feel a stretch in your calf here. So never stop moving, keep adjusting it, keep that leg behind you straight and keep pushing that heel far away from you. And release. So you can still keep baby underneath you if he's okay with it. We'll take a break. And now we're gonna lift our right arm and try to reach as far as possible. As we inhale and bring it down. Once again, inhale and reach. And exhale down. We're going to do the same with our left leg. Inhale and extend behind you to the same height of your hips, not higher. And bring it back. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bring it back. So you can decide to keep the arm and leg movement separate, or you can put them together now. Inhale, right arm, left leg. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. And exhale, down. And now we're going to do the same on the other side. Inhale and reach with your left arm. Exhale, down. Once again, inhale. And exhale. Same with your right leg. Inhale. Reach as far as possible with your toes. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now put the two together if you like. Inhale. Exhale. Keep going at your own pace. Right. So our final exercise before we move to a mom and baby meditation will be a bridge. So you can have your baby on your chest or next to you. And your bolster, place it underneath your knees for now. Or rolled up blanket or cushion. And here we're going to take some pelvic tilts. So bring that pubic bone close to your navel as you inhale. And as you exhale, bring it back down. We're going to make this movement wider the more we do it. So first time your hips might not lift as much. And do it the other way around as well. So bringing your pubic bone far from your navel, which creates a lumbar curve. And the more you do it, the more you're lifting your hips up until where you'll be able to move the bolster underneath your hips, your sacrum. And keep doing this exercise, readjusting. Try to see if you can imagine there's a brick in between your inner knees. And once you reach maximum height, see if you can hold it there. This is strengthening your pelvic floor again. And release to take a break. Once again. And release. Keep imagining there is a brick in between your inner thighs to keep the perfect alignment. One last time. And release. So you can roll the bolster away from your hips and back to your thighs, and keep this position for the final mom and baby meditation. You can keep your baby on your chest if that feels good. And I'm going to read you a mom and baby meditation that you can do anytime. When you're in bed, you don't necessarily need to do any of these exercises on a yoga mat. You can do them when you're in bed or when you're on the couch. So I'm going to read it from the same book. Ensure that you're making yourself comfortable before we start. 5 to 10% more comfortable. Sitting, lying or standing exactly as you are. Bring your attention to your body. Feel where you are in contact with the ground. Notice if you wish to shift your posture to be comfortable a bit more. And go ahead and do so if you wish. Do not worry about taking a better or different posture if you are not able to. Simply become aware of the fact that you have a body and that your body is in a posture right now. assuming you are holding your baby, bring your focus to the feeling of your baby touching your body. And if you're not holding your baby, simply continue feeling your own body. Feel your baby's weight against you, the temperature of their body, any movements they might be making. If your baby is fussy, you might feel their muscle tension or the way their body arches and twists. If they are resting, maybe you can feel their breathing or the little motions of their arms and legs as they shift. Notice if your own body is responding to their movements. How do you shift to continue balancing them as they move? Do you feel any muscle tension of your own? From feeling, more likely along with it, shift the attention to looking at your baby. You might already be doing this, but for this moment, truly look and see your baby. What is their facial expression? Again, if they're fussy, this can be challenging. And there's no problem with noticing your own emotional reactions to them being upset. But for this moment, see if you can bring your attention back to simply seeing them. How is their expression changing? What does their hair look like? Do they have hair? What is their skin tone? What color is the outfit they're wearing? And your mind might remember how many outfits they have worn today. Do you have feelings about this outfit? Do you notice any baby acne or kilo cup? And are there accompanying thoughts with those observations? For the moment, try and simply stay with the seeing and don't solve whatever issues you might be wondering about. Just see this person you're holding and standing near. Now shift the focus to hearing. What sounds are they making? Crying? Cooing? Do you wish this sound would cease or continue? What responses arise in your own mind? Especially during times when our babies are fussy, it is normal to want to find ways to stop those sounds. Perhaps notice your own desire to make them stop, or perhaps note your own exhaustion. Can you expand your awareness into the sounds in the world around you and your baby? For the moment, can you simply hear them as sound? What is the postmodern symphony that provides the soundtrack to your life? Now, if it is possible, I invite you to bring your nose close to your baby and to breathe in. What does baby smell like? Are you inclined or disinclined towards the smell? Notice if additional thoughts begin to rise, such as, do I need to give baby a bath?